So Patrick, I was really interested in that little line of conversation that we had earlier on about you not feeling like you've got any regrets in life, and you quoted some sort of hospice study or series of studies that talked about people having regrets, and you don't feel you've got any regrets in life.
No, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have any regrets. I'm aware of what that means when I say it. That's a powerful thing to be able to say. But I don't have any regrets, and research has shown that many people in hospices who have limited time to live, days, weeks, months at the most, apparently a lot of them can't be made happy no matter what the nurses or qualified people do, because they have too many regrets.
Yeah.
And they're just inconsolable.
Yep. And yet you're kind of riddled with, was it rheumatoid arthritis, and you've got it in the spine, and you've got it in the hands, and you kind of need a bit of help with some things like chopping wood. But on the other hand, you carve and you kind of maintain the op shop down in the community, and you kind of interact really interestingly with the community because you need a little bit of help, and on the other hand you give a pile of help. And then you're living in this little kind of like, what is it, like
a little hobbit's nest.
A little hobbit's nest that's only about 2 meters wide, and it's about 3 meters long, isn't it? Really,
it's a little house truck actually.
Yeah, a little house truck. Yeah.
And I just love it. And from here I can go out and interact with the world.
Yep.
As you said, I run an opportunity shop in the village on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday, and I also sell artwork at our wonderful local village arts gallery.
Yep.
I also get commissions, and yeah, I feel that my life is fairly balanced.
Yep.
Because of my arthritis and the recent trouble with my back.
And then, not to mention the bypass that you've just had.
And a triple bypass I had 2 years ago, which the results show it's my heart's deteriorating, and it's gone from 44% capacity to 20 now.
Yep.
Fortunately, I don't dwell on that, but intellectually that's quite a serious deterioration, because there can't be much more that can happen to my heart which could stop me breathing and just walking out of my house or walking into my house. But fortunately I don't think about that, and so I'm not worried about that. And I pretty much do live in the moment, and certainly I live day by day, and I regard myself as very lucky that I'm able to breathe.
Yeah.
There's an asthmatic, quite a few asthmatics in the village, and one has just come out of hospital.
Yeah.
After yet again another visit because of extreme asthma attacks.
Yeah.
And when you can't breathe, nothing is as bad as that.
Yeah, yeah.
So my heart problems fade into insignificance, and my back trouble fades into insignificance. I can breathe. I don't fight for oxygen. And it's that thinking that makes me contented with what I've got.
Yep.
And I get on with what I've got, and I don't worry about what I haven't got. I think I'm very lucky.
The purpose of the interview was just simply because it was just really interesting to meet somebody that could, you're 72, you've got some major health issues, you live in a tiny little kind of 2x3 house truck.
Hobbit nest,
yeah. And you're happy with life, and I had a really good conversation with you this afternoon when I was kind of a bit flat and down, and yeah, just what would you say to somebody that was in the kind of 60s or 70s that did have regrets? What would you say to them?
Well, I would be a good supporter for anybody of 62 or plus, as you say, who was a little down and who had regrets. And I just talk to them about my story. I talk to them about how what motivates me. And as you hear me say, I'm motivated by simple logic, like as in, I'm aware that I don't fight for air, I can breathe.
Yeah.
And so I compare myself to the asthmatic who's fighting and fearful and terribly, terribly frightened of not getting the next breath. So I'm aware that I'm much better off than them.
Yeah.
And so that can help me if I'm having trouble with my heart or my rheumatoid twisted hands. I can think, hey, stop it. You've got nothing to complain about compared to this person here. I mean, there's a lot of people I've met this winter who have no firewood simply through bad organisation. You know, we get talking and it turns out they haven't got firewood, so they're in their house and they're cold. And I think, hey, one of the practical things I'd say is be warm. Go to some trouble to make your house comfortable. A place where you want to go home to. And so I would encourage them, and if they didn't have the money, I would shout them a cord of wood. I can afford to give somebody $80 for a cord of wood if they haven't got any. But I don't want to see them cold. And it shouldn't be cold. And I would say to the person with regrets, well, hey, let's talk about them. And hey, today's the beginning of the rest of your life. Maybe we can turn around your attitude, because it's attitude that makes our life either heavy or light. And I've discovered that, hey, a positive attitude, and you're a rich man. With a positive, generous attitude, you can't fail. And it'll make you thoughtful and even patient with somebody who maybe sort of doesn't deserve your patience, but hey, you're going to give it to them anyway, at least this once. And maybe encourage them to think differently about something that's eating them up. Because we know that often our actions follow our thoughts. So hey, I'd encourage them to try and just change their thinking about one or two of the things that's making them bitter.
Cool, sounds great, Patrick. I enjoyed your company today after I'd had a bit of a struggle. So, hopefully a bit of firewood was a good exchange. I think a bit of firewood. Thanks, Patrick.
Good. Hey, and just to finish, Tom, there's an old Chinese proverb which says, man who cuts down firewood gets warm twice.
Great. Well said. Thanks, Patrick.
Okay.